want to watch, then head over to Mr. Luxury's YouTube channel and consider giving him or her a subscribe and give the original video an upvote, please. There is a link to the video in the description below.
The most expensive home on the planet.
Wow.
In the inner city of Mumbai, India,
What
not
charging?
far from the poverty-stricken slums, on the renowned Altamont Road, stands Antilia, the most expensive home ever created. This home ascends 27 stories,
Did they
stretching
shoot Tenet here?
568 feet
Yes.
high, granting the massive structure with
I think.
prime views of the Arabian Sea. In technical terms, the home is the second most expensive residential property in the world.
What's the first
Considering
most?
Buckingham Palace is
I-
worth around $5 billion US.
Goals.
However, Buckingham Palace is considered a crown property, whereas Antilia is a private residence.
Yeah.
And the most expensive private residential property at that.
How many people
With
live
some
there?
pricing estimates as high as $2 billion.
Scam
Even
1993.
still, in the East in which
just
a
joking,
residence
just
is
joking.
preceded by Buckingham Palace pretty much guarantees that place is going to be over-the-top luxurious and is likely a house I'd love to move into. In this video, I'll take you on a virtual, informative tour of this ostentatious estate while
Virtually.
engaging all of 2 of your senses. In this massive home, there are several ceilings that are double or triple heighted, so the 27-floored skyscraper looks more like a 50 or 60-floor building. Can you imagine only being as tall as an ordinary 27-floor building? You're laughable. On some of the lower floors, there is a multi-level car lot that can hold 168 vehicles,
For why?
including Mukesh's
Did they shoot
precious
James,
RS5
not James Bond, Mission
Maybach,
Impossible there?
A car for very important people. Somewhere in that car
parking
lot is
structure was
also
used
a
in Mission
car
Impossible.
service station.
Or one
But
like it.
If cars aren't your style, don't worry. The home also has 3 helipads placed on the roof.
Okay.
Few things say billionaire like more than 1 helipad on the roof.
Just
Both
one?
the private car lot and helipads are violations of residential bylaws in Mumbai, but from what we can tell, no one has forced the billionaire's hand to make any changes. Above the car lot, you'll find an extravagant lobby composed of 9 elevators. Further up is a 2-story recreation center with a lap pool, a gym, a juice bar, a dance studio, and a yoga studio. Floors like these are how Jeff Bezos transformed his I sell books body to his I sell what I want physique. As you continue to ascend, you will eventually run into a spa and a ballroom. The ballroom is adorned with multiple crystal chandeliers that cover 80% of the ceiling, leaving a shameful 20% exposed and unadorned. To capitalize on the entertainment focus areas of the home, there's a movie theater that sits 50 viewers. There are multiple balconies and terraces with luscious gardens hanging over the sleek facade along the home.
Wow.
Vegetation attached to the sides of the
The
building
maintenance
are made
involved
I know.
in this must be ridiculous.
the interior.
It must keep a lot of people employed, though.
Yeah.
Hopefully that
It's
touch
beautiful.
can put a dent in what must be a monstrous electricity bill.
Yeah.
As if all this luxury wasn't enough of an
Yeah, I'm not
escape
into
from the
this stuff.
hot, busy streets of Mumbai. The home comes fitted with an ice room equipped
Ooh.
with a snow generator, meant to mimic a winter wonderland, a creative addition rivaled only by the likes of Willy Wonka. The immaculate structure was designed by architects Perkins and Will out of Chicago, and the interior design was overseen by an Australian company called Light & Holdings.
I'm not really
While
into
the
that particular
400,000
style.
square foot building is home to just 6, it's also meant to make room for a staff of 600 cooks, cleaners, and security personnel. So that makes the size of the mansion less accessible.
But it's also his office, right?
Double-checked that stat, by the way, and I can confirm.
It's just a house.
Staff per family member.
Yeah,
The
100
building
staff.
is named after a legendary island, also called the Isle of the Seven Cities. The tale of this island originates from an old Liberian legend in which bishops fleeing from the Muslim conquest of Hispania escaped to an island and created 7 settlements there. There's not much else on that fun fact, and no one seems to know why the owners of the home took to that fabled island. But that's the thing with being a billionaire. No one questions your decisions. Considering the unique shape of the skyscraper and the fact that its construction cost not 6, not 7, not 8, but 10 figures, it'd be a fair assumption to presume the design of the home
Who's
is
that guy?
symbolic, or at least
Just some random stock footage.
and that assumption would be correct. This incredible structure was meticulously crafted with Hindi influence and generously laced with religious symbolism. Within the 27 stories, there are 6 sections of the home that are meant to reflect earth, water, fire, air, sound, and light.
Like
These
the
elements were
chakras.
placed from bottom to top as to mimic not Nickelodeon's Avatar, The Last Airbender.
I was gonna say,
Ascension to
it's
light.
Aang's building.
I
Throughout
said the
legend, there are 2
chakras.
recurring motifs: the sun and the lotus. These symbols are meant to represent rebirth. The materials used to stand for these themes include marble, crystal, and none other than mother of pearl.
Oh, wow.
There's a temple in the home in which the family of 6 goes to pray regularly. There are
How
many
convenient.
statues of Hindu deities throughout the home,
Oh, I love
including the
it.
Hindu god Ganesh,
That's beautiful.
revered as the remover of obstacles, and Shiva,
Yes.
the Hindu deity who destroys to make way for new creation. Along with religious themes and the motifs of lotus and sun, the house is said to have been inspired by the Atlantic Ocean. The owner of the $2 billion home is Mukesh Ambani, a petroleum titan, chairman of Reliance Industries and, surprise, surprise, the richest man in India. Mukesh is responsible for 1/5 of India's exports, which is
Wow.
absolutely outrageous considering India makes up for 1/3 of the Earth's population. Mukesh's father created a business that turned into the world's biggest producer of polyester fibers and yarns. Mukesh multiplied his inheritance many times over to become one of the richest men in all of Asia. For years, Mukesh was a member of the top 10 richest people in the world. And during one surge in India's stock market in 2007, he was believed to be the richest man on the planet. But as of recently, he sits comfortably at the 20th spot. Mukesh is worth $40.1 billion and is 61 years old. Did someone ask for a list of the richest people on the planet? Okay, here it is. Number 1, Jeff Bezos.
No longer.
Amazon. Number 2, Bill Gates, Microsoft. Number 3, Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway. Number 4, Bernard Arnault, Louis Vuitton. Number 5, Amancio Ortega, Zara. Number 6,
Lots of retail.
Otto Slim Helou,
It's got hair on.
Ow.
founder of Google. Number 10, Charles Koch.
He's what?
Koch and Number
He's the one who had
19,
like that episode.
François Bettencourt Myers.
This
and
person
family.
has a hard
L'Oreal.
time.
Number 20,
with words.
and our guy, Mukesh Ambani.
Okay.
We just love lists here at Mr. Luxury. As
Clearly.
you might have noticed from the list, Mukesh is one of only 2 individuals from Asia to earn a spot on the list.
Yeah.
Mumbai is the commercial capital of India and is also called the city that never sleeps because I guess they didn't know that slogan was already taken. This city is also home to the entertainment industry in India, so it's commonly known as Bollywood, yet another thing they ripped from the United States. While the city is home to
Rude.
the world's most expensive house, it's unfortunately also home to the world's largest slum. The popular film Slumdog Millionaire was set in Mumbai. The public reception
I'm starting to understand why there's downvotes on the
Yeah.
video. It's just the derogatory nature in which this video is conveying ideas.
Yeah.
$1 billion. But
Yeah.
there is certainly warrant for any offense taken in this particular case, I must admit. While the house was built on the richest stripe of land in the city, it's hard to not notice the contrast in a city like Mumbai, with such depths of poverty just blocks away. Gyan Prakash told the New York Times in 2010 that the home is in a way reflective of how the rich are turning their faces away from the city. In Mumbai, 40% of children under the age of 5 are underweight. The gap between the rich and the poor is as stark and vast here as any other place in the world. Still, there are some that bring up the charitable acts of the Ambani family, which include the creation of a hospital, when discussing the moral responsibilities of the family, not to mention numbers of the philanthropic ventures, specifically by Nita Ambani, Mukesh's wife. Which is great and all, but no one is going to ignore the gargantuan mansion towering over the city, or any of Mukesh's indulgences other than the mansion. Years before the creation of Antilia, Mukesh bought his wife an Airbus for her birthday for $60 million. He had the passenger jumbo jet refitted with a living room, a bedroom, satellite TV, a sky bar, and a spa. Unlike most families worth billions, the Ambani family owns just the one home as opposed to the expected several around the globe. Initially, the family shared a house with Mukesh's mother and brothers. But after Mukesh's father passed away of a stroke, he decided to break the bank on the 400,000 square foot home. The children of Mukesh and Nita all studied at universities in the States. Isha, the eldest daughter, recently graduated from Yale. Her twin brother, Akosh, and younger brother, Anat, both graduated from Brown University. Not that I'm in any position to judge Mukesh as a father, but it's nice to see he raised 3 Ivy Leaguers. That's pretty much all I've got on Antilia and the Ambani family. As always, I'm Mr. Luxury.
I think that was an informative video, and it was interesting. I just didn't like some of the verbiage he used to describe certain things. I think that it's just without reservation is what it comes down to. He's just speaking plainly from his perspective, what he feels.
Right. I don't know. The thing is, I couldn't quite place the tone because I found his tone to just sound very condescending overall,
I
and
mean,
so that kind of like slightly rubbed me the wrong way. But yeah, I mean, he covered a lot of very interesting information.
I mean, there was stuff there that I didn't know. If I hadn't seen this video, there are things there I wouldn't have known about, like his family, where his kids went to school, and like.
I mean, that's no surprise
where
though.
He places. No, but like the exact details, like I didn't know about that stuff.
No, for sure.
And he told me about it, so it was informative. I have to give him that. But I do understand some of the downvotes on the video, you know, given the way in which he conveyed certain information. Scam 2007, the sequel. No, I'm just joking, because he said that the 2007 stock market surge or something like that.
Yeah, made him perhaps like the richest person at that time.
Yeah. Something he brought up in this video. Again, he didn't convey it in the best of ways, but something he brought up in this video I did wonder about, and I was trying to figure out how to convey it myself, and the only way I can think of to express it is the Schindler effect, because have you seen Schindler's List?
Yeah.
At the end of Schindler's List, there's a scene, after saving somewhere in the proximity of like 1,006 Jews, he realizes that he has wealth on him he could have sold in order to acquire more lives. More Jews he could have saved. It's this thing where he saved over 1,000 people, and yet it wasn't enough. And he broke down in tears because he could have saved more people from persecution from the Nazis. I just wonder when I'm seeing all that wealth, like I'm split because I go, well, it's his fucking money. You know, he can do what he wants with his money. That being said though, it's like, okay, so where's that happy medium? Because while he can do what he wants with his money, and that includes buying a $60 million airplane and refitting it for his wife.
600 million. Fact.
600? I thought it was 60 million.
Oh, was it 60?
I don't think it was 600 million. I think it was 60 million.
You're probably right.
And he outfitted it to be like with couches and stuff, and a bathroom, a proper sized bathroom,
and a spa.
There's that. But on the other side, like the video is pointing out, like you have a lot of people who are in need. I look at just one of those grand structures of, let's say Ganesh, right?
Yeah.
That's beautiful, and I get the merit and the spirit of the video, of the statue, right? But what if you had put the money that you put into that statue into the bellies of these starving children? Or creating some sort of UBI for Indians, universal basic income? Because I'm sure he has enough money that, like, let's say he took like half of his wealth and decided to distribute that to Indians. I mean, I don't know how. I don't know. It would seem to me that he might have a way to elevate like those in need around him, because it's like rising tides. What is it?
Rising tides
raises all ships.
All ships or boats
raising
or whatever.
Raises all boats. And so I feel like it's one of those things where he could help out more, but wasn't he the one who gave away like free internet also with Geo?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know everything about Ambani. I don't know everything that he's done right or wrong. I'm very limited in my knowledge of the dude. All I know is he's one of the wealthiest people in the world, and he's the wealthiest man in India, and he's got that house. And what I've gleaned from this video, like that's all I know about him, honestly. I don't know what he could do, if he could do more to help out, but like I look at that home and what it's in the middle of, and having been to India myself, I have sort of seen firsthand what the video is expressing. And you see the same thing in Los Angeles, by the way, where you walk and you see people who are clearly not wealthy, and then you walk a little further and you see like these like amazing structures and like these wealthy people. And it's strange to have a hodgepodge of both in the same area, and that's what Los Angeles is like, that's what New York is like. I think any major metropolitan city, you're gonna have that.
Yeah.
Los Angeles has a startling amount of homeless people, even more now because of